Sup, Darman fam?
So, welcome back to the world's only Darman podcast.
Dude, we should have watched the Darman film.
We should have, but instead...
I mean, I've seen it before.
We watched the Cars trilogy and then Parasite, and we then realized that both of those movies, well, all four of those movies suck, and we have nothing to say about them. So, today we're discussing the much better film. Let me read the full title. Cyberseduction, His Secret Life.
Banger movie.
Yeah, do you have the
title.
director and the year this thing came out?
It came out in 2005. Let me pull up what the director's name is. This is a Lifetime movie. So expect like a woman or something. What the? What? Oh my god.
Who
The
directed
director
it?
is Tom McLoughlin. They directed Friday the 13th Part 7, Jason Lives? Or is that... Yeah,
That's my favorite movie.
Wait, Jason Part 6, I think. Damn. That's like one of the better ones, too. That's crazy.
Damn, what else did this motherfucker direct?
One Dark Night.
That was the Batman movie. Something in my ass.
Sometimes They Come Back. She's Too Young. What the fuck?
Speaking of that,
Anyway, we watched Cyberseduction.
so
2005.
who's doing plots? I think you should take the plot synopsis here because it really tells the story of your life.
My life?
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
you got cyber seduced a couple times
By who?
by Alfonso from Ireland, who you're having an affair with.
Anyway,
no, now
Anyway.
they're staring at me. Anyway, the plot
I got
of
the
cyber
plot.
seduction, His Secret Life. Okay.
This guy, Justin, just a regular old guy, dating a Christian girl, living the good life, you know.
Living in a lonely world.
Loves off-brand Green Day, off-brand fucking Dio, off-brand Linkin Park.
The music in this movie.
We'll get
is
into it in a
crazy.
little, but like, bro's good at swimming. Suddenly, he
Not even
learns-
that good, but
Suddenly, he learns about internet porn, and his life crumbles.
he doesn't learn about internet porn. He learns about
Sex. He learns.
like fully clothed women.
He learns about women, and
He
his
looks at-
life.
he types
His
fully
life
clothed
falls
women
apart.
into Google.
His life falls apart. He has an addiction. You know, an addiction in quotations. We'll get into porn addiction later.
Yeah, we're psychologists. We have the know-how.
Yeah.
We're both licensed therapists.
Yeah, I take one psych class. I'm taking one psych class this semester.
Uh-huh.
So,
And I'm a
yeah.
sociology minor, which is like
And I'm a biology major, so
psychology, but big. When you think about
big.
it. Yeah. Because psychology likes to take the micro lens, whereas in sociology we talk about things that actually matter.
And I'm in biology, so
Yep.
I
Get
yeah
fucked.
yeah get fucked.
STEM, fist bump. Also, everything literally falls into the category of STEM. English majors it's a STEM subject. Art is STEM. It's so dumb. I hate that label. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, his life falls apart. He loses his girlfriend. He gets beat up. What else happens? He traumatizes his brother.
Oh yeah,
He
his
starts
brother-
sucking at swimming.
His brother gets shell shock.
What else? Anything else?
And he doesn't jerk off once the entire movie.
Anything else? Like, Big.
Let me think. I'm looking at my notes now.
His father beats him.
His father.
He
beats him.
attempts to commit suicide.
Really important
But yeah,
notes. It was like Fight Club before Fight Club. In the sense, well, I know this movie came out afterwards, but spiritually, it does everything Fight Club does better. Because it starts at the end with spoilers, him killing himself in a pool. Which has to be like the worst suicide method.
He just drowning is painful.
Yeah, that won't work.
Same with like fucking setting yourself on fire. Or just
We're not talking about Aaron Bushnell. You gave me a look.
I'm not
I was
talking
like,
about him.
Oh no.
No, but like we are leftists, and do you want to talk about? Like,
I feel rest in power. That's all I'm gonna say. American hero.
Yeah.
You just gave me a look when you said like setting yourself on fire. I was like, don't tell me.
No, I mean, I kind of misspoke. I meant to say like being on fire.
But
it's like
also
really
speaking
painful.
of problematic jokes, last episode I clowned on the gay guy.
The gay guy?
What's the gay guy's name?
The gay guy.
The gay film guy.
The gay film guy.
This is good. With where I'm going with this, that's
YMS?
No.
The gay guy?
The one I clowned on. James Somerton. Apparently he has killed himself today.
What?
Yeah. So that aged poorly, and I apologize. Hey there, it's me, Rosa. You might know me from the Composting Podcast, and from your mother's bedroom. And I just wanted to jump in and say that the joke didn't age poorly. James Somerton was just hospitalized. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. And we're back.
Sup? Let's get.
We flew a little bit too close to the sun with a bit that we had going.
Yeah, a bit.
Oopsie daisies.
Anyway.
What did
you think of this movie?
Let me get some important notes out of it. The entire film is color-coded to look like Need for Speed Underground. And if you don't know what that is, look up Need for Speed Underground gameplay. That's what this film looks like. There is way too much sexual tension with his mom.
There's so much to dissect within this movie.
This film introduced us to 3 very special phrases.
One of them being
Kinky
the Clown.
Kinky the Clown will be one. A lust for
Leather
bust.
Boy?
And Leather Boy. Dude, Leather Boy had a lust for bust.
What about no, Dr. Phil, I don't?
Yeah, it's what he said to his mom. His mom's just like an insane person throughout this whole movie. She's like, you're addicted. And she's like, no, Dr. Phil, I don't think so. This film has so many one-liners.
No, I think she was saying you need help. He's like, no, Dr. Phil, I don't.
My favorite one-liner in this movie by far is, hey, Leather Boy, so what's Six Slick? You still watching that real twisted stuff? Kinky the Clown?
Kinky the Clown was said by somebody else. It was somebody in
Dude, no one's watching this. No one's fact-checking this. It's funnier.
I watched it. I watched with you.
Okay. So it was someone that said, sup, Leather Boy, all that. And then another person walked in.
No, he walks into the fucking shower.
Yeah, he walks into the
locker room. And
Yeah, it really paid homage to my favorite gay porn scene. Where the guy's like, hey buddy, the leather club's 3 doors down. The guy's like, fuck you. He's like, no, fuck you. I'll show you who's boss of this gym.
Oh. I know. I hit my desk.
This movie did predict gooning, by the way, because it all starts when he.
No, you know what predicted gooning? The movie Goon. What about Goon 2?
Holy shit, dude, I gooned.
Dude, when are we reacting to the Goon movies?
Yeah, he, the way he discovers this is him as, Christian contemporary music bumping girlfriend. Go to a gooner party.
Well, wasn't he, didn't somebody message him?
Yeah, someone messaged him. They're like, yo, swing by the goon cave.
What was his name again? It was like something...
Justin.
Creepy. No, that's the main character.
Oh, the dude, they're just like interchangeable white guys.
No, the name was like something funny. It was like Boner Buster or something.
Oh, they all have screen names. Like,
What was the...
Like, Justin's is Stroke King, if I believe correct. If I recall correctly.
I thought that's who was messaging him, though.
No, no, that's Justin, because Stroke is, like, swimming, and he's a swimmer. But it's also, like, stroking my hog late at night.
That's, like, really stupid. He's stupid.
What a great double entendre.
Yeah. You think they were like, oh, this is clever. This is peak.
It's really great. Because on second viewing, that's one of those details. So jump right out for you. It's really.
What other
it's really
details
like,
do you think would jump out at
what
you?
other details do I think would just out?
Maybe hearing a couple more lines.
Jump out.
And understanding it.
Let me.
The mixing is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can like.
You can't hear this movie.
Yeah.
Some more funny moments from my notes is the fact that all of the audio is dubbed pretty much.
Yeah.
Which makes it look like a horror movie, combined with the need for speed lighting. And the plot relies on him having what looks to be professionally made pornography of a classmate of his. And he's in high school. And that classmate is portrayed as a child, as like a bad person. Even though clearly she's the victim of some sort of bad situation. If there's being professional pornography created of you. You know? Am I off base?
Do they know?
I think so, because
I thought they did, but like... You're like making it sound like they like didn't know. I'm like, wait, did I miss something?
They did know, except it's like, I don't... To quote this film, it's a little bit scuzzy. Which is how latex pornography is described in this film, which I think it was far too dismissive, frankly. Because latex enthusiasts are the most persecuted minority in the United States. Some other good moments is
I like when he just like he just attacked a man.
Oh, and he attacks like two people.
No, he like attacks a man and then starts like he like accidentally took part of his shirt off, so like his nipple is just exposed.
And what's crazy is that they have like very like overly long scenes of him making out with his girlfriend who's a Christian, and his mom making out with his dad, that are like far more explicit than most of the lewd material in the film. Oh my god, how did we forget in our plot summary? The chick that has like a website of all of her lewds.
Monica?
Monica.
We referred to Monica earlier.
Monica Lewinsky. he goes to her house. I feel like she's kind of Jew coded.
I think that's just you.
I don't know.
I feel like if this movie were to be like,
you lay in
this
the same
person is
bed.
a Jew,
You lay in
or-
the same bed as a goy every night. I, on the other hand, am like a 16th Jewish.
I feel like in this movie, like it wouldn't be subtle, like the Christian girl, where
That's
they'd say it
true.
in like every scene. I feel
That's
like
true.
like the porn would be like Jewish
And
girl,
the Star
pussy.
of David in the wait, she's like spread eagle with the Star of David on her cooch.
Yeah, that's how subtle the movie would
That's
be.
true.
So that's my argument.
That's
For
a
you.
fair argument. But he goes to her house to hook up, and this guy's no Riz. She is like a Riz god.
She's
like
she's
she,
the
like,
Rizzler.
takes- She takes his nothing responses and like pounces off of him to like build our man up. Like he should be with her, frankly.
I mean,
But-
like, they went on, like, a date earlier in the movie, and, like, it was, like, really awkward, and he, like, leaves, right? With the coke. And then she,
yeah.
like, goes up the next day and was like, that was a fun date. And you're like, and I'm
She
like,
needs to know her worth. She's a queen, okay? And probably the victim of some sort of scheme. But he ends up rejecting her
I mean,
advances.
I feel like he would be the victim in, like, the circumstances that arose after the incident.
yeah,
Because
we'll get to the incident. He says no to her advances, to which
He's like, I don't want to have sex.
To which the fact that the writing room is entirely composed of white guys, that really comes through when they're like, what would a woman do if I rejected their advances? Oh, I know. Bash their head against the table and say that I hit them.
What also is kind of baffling is like 10 minutes earlier, he was making advances on his girl. And
That she didn't
want. Yeah, and then he's like,
Wait.
fuck you, and leaves.
There's no consistency.
And then I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I'm convinced he thinks sex is making out with your clothes off. And she touched his dick, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck are you touching that for? I don't have to go pee.
Do you think he thinks if you would start your tongue deep enough, that's how
Yeah.
you get the women pregnant?
Well, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But, then what happens is she, after this ordeal, goes to, the Greasers from,
The Outsiders.
from the Outsiders, thank you. And then Ponyboy and the gang.
I'm gonna go grab some water. Say,
Okay.
like, funny stuff.
Okay. Ponyboy and the gang roll up in their, like, fucking 1950s muscle car. And they're like, hey, yo, Cracker, the fuck you doing here? They're like, hey, yeah, what you fucking doing here? Hey. And then they beat him in an alleyway in a clear homage to the film Joker, as he sits there crying and they tell him they shouldn't hit women. And, like, given the size of the mark on Monica Lewinsky's head, like, these characters are totally justified in doing this. Monica just lied to them. Like, if they believed what was said to be true, and they thought he was, like, some, like, sadistic freak that would do that, then, like, beating the shit out of him, completely justified. It's just Monica sucks, and we don't
Did
stand
you
her.
find that, like, there was any reason to Monica or motive behind Monica doing that? Because I found that the film didn't really supply any.
She just goes crazy. She goes crazy much.
But, like,
she,
no,
she
it
hits her
doesn't
head
give
and then
me
she's
any,
like,
it doesn't give me like any like motive. I didn't find
No,
that the
none
film
of these
provided one.
characters are consistent.
Well, yeah,
Like his dad is
except
like
the mom for sucking.
and yeah, his mom is abusive, and we'll get to that.
Well, yeah,
But
but like I didn't find
his dad goes
Monica
from like, um,
0 to
you-
10 like out of nowhere.
yeah, he like goes from like everyone does this when you're a teen. Well, he doesn't say everyone. He says every man does this when they're a teenager.
Yeah. Women
Um,
can't jerk off. That's a no-no in society.
Nuh-uh. And when I do, I get thrown out of the nursing home.
Why are you doing it in a nursing home?
Gilfs can get it, bro.
Oh shit. Toss one back. Oh, is that a reference to our last movie that we watched? Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude,
nice
he's the Gilf hunter.
Nice.
Nice
reference.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's reference back to
I
this
can't
one.
believe that they say scuzzy latex in this movie. Damn, Mitch, that latex scuzzy.
There is so much to dissect.
There's
within
so
this.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like the
It's
really
like a work of
juicy-
art. I mean, there's
It
just
is
like
it's cinema.
this is peak cinema right here.
It's like the really juicy grapefruit I had for breakfast this morning. Like the more I squeeze it, the more it came out. Also, his mom just keeps showing up at his school, and at one point, she's swimming in the school gym, in a school swimming
At like in the
uniform.
afternoon.
I thought it was at night.
No, it's like the afternoon. You saw like a janitor going. Yeah,
Which is like, his mom is the creepiest one in this movie, by far.
She reminds me of Gwyneth Paltrow.
Also, my favorite bit was this one scene where she's in the pool, and she keeps glancing at her son's cock and biting her lip.
Dude, she is so weird throughout this movie.
Like-
She like goes
Like the
to a
actress
teacher.
that plays the mom is clearly like thirsting over the actress that the actor,
Gwyneth
that being
Paltrow.
Jeremy Sumpter.
Oh,
I think I'm not gonna check, who plays the high school boy, and that really comes through in a lot of scenes and when it's deeply.
can we mention that
Uncomfortable.
like the main character kind of looks like a D-list Roderick?
He looks like
He's okay.
he's like between not my Roderick and real Roderick.
Yeah, he would have been like a better choice for
Yeah.
the long haul.
Speaking of the Roderick allegory, the little brother's like Greg.
No, he's like Manny. He's worse.
And that makes it so much funnier. The little brother's like, show me what you're looking at on my computer, or else I'm gonna tell mom. It's like, okay, but you have to promise not to tell her. And then he shows the little brother, and it hard cuts my favorite part of the movie from them
It
looking
is
at
the
like
best part.
at bigboobs.net. It hard cuts to his brother, like his hair is fucked up, and he's like dead-eyeing like a World War One.
like
soldier
staring
with
at
shell
the
shock.
camera. Can you like
Yeah.
put up the picture of the World War One soldier shell shocked meme that's going around?
This is an audio broadcast.
Well, on the YouTube one.
In the YouTube one, yeah, we're gonna have
Yeah,
that.
yeah, thanks.
It's right there. Don't subscribe to our YouTube. I think that we will make I don't know. Will we make less money off of YouTube? Just watch all our podcasts on all platforms at once.
Yeah,
Get like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube going, all in different tabs. Try and get it in sync though. But we'll put up that image side by side with the child.
yeah.
That's a funny fucking scene. Well, another funny thing is the hentai.
Oh yeah, we were pretty
Yeah,
happy about that.
That was the only. That was one of the only two good pieces of porn in that movie.
The movie, I feel like it doesn't understand anything. It's very
I
tone
don't
deaf.
think it knows about jerking off.
It's very tone deaf.
The way he watches porn is it looks like someone that goes to an art gallery. So
Well,
he's like
there's
chugging
also
energy drinks.
yeah. I don't know what that. had
The
to do
movie's
with
like weirdly
anything.
energy drink. Like, do they think it's like Viagra?
I don't know what the energy drink had to do with anything.
He has a ton of energy drinks. Like, he has more of an energy drink problem than he has a porn problem. Because he has like a fridge drawer that's just
It just
filled.
has a drawer full of just energy drinks.
His room is also insane.
He had like
It
a
looks
big
like the
fish.
set of. The room looks like a set off of iCarly.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Thank you. Can we get some comments in the comments saying that
Can we
was
get
an
some
awesome
comments in the
comparison?
comments?
On the Discord, can you at me and say, "Hey, I'm a patron. I subscribe to the Patreon. Awesome comparison."
Nah, don't add us.
Thank you.
Just kidding.
At Joku.
Nah,
If you're
at the
listening to this,
mods.
at Joku. Oh,
the
true.
mods.
At the mods. At the mods and say, "There's a terrorist in the Discord server. Can
There's
you
a-
help me find them?" Lead them on a wild goose chase and make the federal government waste resources.
That's
the
our
mom,
pro tip.
the mom who's just like wandering around the school. Also,
She
like
just-
just like walks up to a teacher and they like know each other, and they're like, "Oh, hi."
Your husband left you because of porn,
Yeah,
right?
and in the middle of the high school, she's like, "Hi, you left your husband over porn, right?" She's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
he was an addict. He wouldn't even touch me anymore." In front of like high school freshmen. And then they have dinner.
And they only eat spaghetti.
They only eat spaghetti with salad on top of it this entire movie. Which is just so fucked up.
You know what's great about this movie is it's like, I like it because it's like pure just early 2000s. Like it has.
It reminds me of iCarly so much.
I don't get that sense.
Dude,
It
like
just reminds me of like some of like that MTV shit that would be like early 2000s. Like it has.
he does
like,
have an MTV crib. His room is an MTV crib.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like it tries to have fucking like.
They have
music.
like fake
They had-
Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit.
They
in this
try to have a
movie.
soundtrack that's like of the time, but like they get
they,
like
they get a weird like
D-list
knockoff version of "I want so far, I want so far."
dude, it's like they went to Aldi's and got like Aldi's version of fucking Linkin Park.
Dude, I hate new metal so much. It ruined fucking like it's like the pop punk equivalent of metal. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's early 2000s when they mention
Yeah.
Green Day though. Like
Yeah,
I recently watched
the way
Surfed
that they
Up
set
for
up-
Surf's Up, and like in the first like 20 minutes they play 2 Green Day songs.
Cuz Surf's Up is awesome.
Surf's Up came out a year later, I think.
But yep, and
Let me fact
I was
check
going
that.
to say yup, and so did 9/11, but this movie came out in 2005. But what was I
Yeah,
gonna say?
no, Surf's Up
oh,
came
oh,
out
oh.
in 2007.
Yeah, the way that they established that
My
Monica
bad.
is I guess the villain is by her saying that Green Day is better than Christian contemporary music. Which, look, I'm not a big fan of Green Day, but have you heard Christian contemporary music? Editor Rosa, can you put in royalty-free Christian contemporary worship music? Joku, can you sing along?
Well, I
Yeah.
wrote this song for the Christian youth. I
Bomb
want to teach
diggity.
kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is...
Let's go.
Yeah, see how mad that sounds not good. That doesn't sound good. It sounds bad. P.U. But, I can't believe they interrupted his gaming to show his friend his favorite latex fetish content. And the friend's like, come on, man, I'm trying game.
This isn't like necessarily a part of the movie. This little statement I have to say, but when watching the movie, we were watching it on Internet Archive because like there weren't a lot of great places to watch it where it looked decent.
You could only watch this on xvideos.com.
Yeah. But there was a lot of like watch this at like this certain time on like and one of them was the Craigslist killer.
My favorite one by far was tonight at 7, My Crazy Sex.
Wasn't that the Craigslist killer?
No, that was a different thing. Dude, they call me the Craigslist killer. Lady
They're all like so goofy. But yeah, it was fun.
Oh my god, how do we not mention the fact that the catalyst to him breaking up with his girlfriend is this weird habit of taking her PDA out of her backpack and downloading
porn on it.
Downloading porn and then emailing it to himself.
That's like really weird.
And his little brother, after he gets shell shock, he starts burning. He burned the
CD.
He burned a DVD-R, and he wrote on it, "Virgin vaginas."
Virgin vagina.
And this kid is like 4 years old. And his mom found it, and then his mom caught the little kid emailing his friends at school, like, porn. It was so fun. Like, the little kid, honest to God, is like
the goat.
more
He's the
villainous.
Goat no, like in the beginning, he's like fine, and then he like starts snitching and being a little bitch.
No, he only half snitched. The way I interpret him telling his mom, you know, the internet, like, parental controls won't do anything, right? I interpret that as him, like, just trying to get his mom to say, oh, fuck it. That's my take. Because the little kid's based. Because when his mom asked the little kid, did your brother show you this? He says, no. I discovered it myself. And me and Joku and the other person in the call, we all put up our fists in the air for brother. What's his name? What was his name?
I don't fucking know.
Brother Manny. Rest in power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the mom?
I feel like we've talked about the mom. Like, well, I mean, like we've kind of
we talked about the actress.
We brushed past it, but
yeah,
I feel like
but we
and we've talked about some details, but let's get more into it. Yeah, sure.
Do you want to take it?
She's crazy. Like
she's
shit,
crazy.
She like feels like she's not like a real person. Like
she kind of like radicalizes the kid into becoming a gooner.
Yeah, because when she first learns about it, she's like, "This is crazy. This is bad." Like she never.
Finds him looking at fully clothed women and acts like she caught him, much like someone I went to high school with, in a middle school cafeteria, watching animal porn on the computer for the second time that year, even though they're in high school. That's what she acts like. That's a real story that's not a joke.
Yeah. Her motives are very strange.
Yeah, and what happens is he starts getting into more trouble.
Well, the dad doesn't care, but like, and he tries to explain that to her, but like, she doesn't care.
Yeah, what happens is because he's like radicalized by his mom into being a gooner because she's like helicoptering. He becomes a sneaky kid, which
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know if any of our listeners have children or have ever read on like childcare. I find this subject interesting, and the consensus is like strict parenting just leads to sneaky kids, and like he starts like watching it in the library, which I find funny because I used to work in a library, and we had to tell an 8-year-old to not look at porn on the library computers.
Something I realized though is, didn't he like start looking at porn on his girlfriend's PDA before his mom started doing like any kind of like stopping it from being in the household, I guess?
Oh, I meant like
'Cause, like, well,
at
yeah,
the
'cause-
library and shit.
Well, like that like leads him to actually go out and do sexual or like attempt sexual acts.
And go out
along
and
with
foul
doing-
at sexual acts.
Uh,
Motherfucker would not go to Hustlers University. Check out
And
our affiliate link in the description. Hustlers
also like seek it out like publicly and like
composting pod.
so like I feel like that's on her. But like some of the actions that he does do, like the PDA, I feel like he started that before she started
That's funny.
doing anything.
I think the PDA is funny.
The PDA is so stupid.
I like how his lie is, I was sending myself an email. She says, of what? And he says, to remind me how beautiful you are.
He has zero riz.
He is just so rizzless. The issue is that he doesn't watch porn videos. That's where you learn real riz. He just looks
True.
at images.
Let's go back and talk about the mom. She just doesn't understand. I don't know. Also, there's like this weird part where the mom is like, this is your last time. If you fail at swimming, you're not going to get into college. And like, he's a sophomore.
And the kid's a sophomore, and he gets number 3 in the state.
Yeah.
Because apparently he got worse at swimming because he looked at images.
I think the intention is that he's not practicing as much because his mind is focused on porn.
Except they
but,
don't
like,
establish that well enough.
Yeah, they don't convey it well.
Yeah, so
they don't
like,
convey most things well.
the way they show this is he's like watching porn at night when you would not be swim practicing, and that cuts to him at swim practice, and his coach just says, "That's a sorry excuse for a lap."
Yeah, his coach just insults him.
And he got like second. Also, why did they choose swimming? Apparently, everyone at this school like loves swimming. Like, there
I
are
think
people that wear
swimming was,
shirts
like,
that
the-
say "swimming" on them.
That's like the only sport that we saw.
Like, could they? Well, I feel like every other sport is more interesting. Like tennis, even.
I liked. Fuck it. Don't diss
Dude,
tennis. I'm a
dude,
bit.
you want to play tennis together?
Yes, that'd be sick. I like tennis a
Awesome.
lot.
That's so cool. Yeah, everyone in the school loves swimming, and he's like how football varsity quarterbacks are treated in high schools, except he got second place at swimming states.
Swimming.
Like, I remember the bowling team at my school. I had friends on the bowling team. They were like one of the best in the state, and everyone made fun of the bowling team, even me. I was friends with like half the
Wow.
bowling team.
I mean, I had
But-
swimming at my school, was moderately popular. Actually, now that I think about it, during my experience at my high school, we had a swimming pool, got filled with concrete. The school built a new swimming pool, a better swimming pool.
Our school had to shut down our pool because of bullying in the locker rooms.
Our old pool.
And I was the victim of that bullying.
Oh my god. Dude. Our pool at my high school had toxic amounts of chlorine in it.
Oh yeah, it was also like there was apparently some sort of chemical issue.
Yeah, so like every time, like the door would have to be open and there was like a big fan.
It would look like Breaking Bad Mexico in the pool room.
Yeah.
You open up the door, it's like meow, 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 meow.
But yeah, my school did build like a big pool. So yeah.
Great story.
Well, I'm trying to give some support to the swimmers out there. And I'm
You
not
didn't
talking
even
about the
say-
pool swimmers. I'm talking about the sperm swimmers.
I'm talking about this. I'm gonna give some love to all the stroke kings out there in the audience.
Hey, let's not shed on the stroke queens and the stroke theys.
Stroke queens and stroke wokes.
Stroke
Oh,
woke.
okay. Shout out to all the men, women, and woke people in our audience.
And theys.
Yeah, do you want to take the ending? Because the ending is...
I want to talk about
So
like the guy's like what he does throughout the movie and like what he looks at. The guy doesn't know how. He leaves his door open like 75% of the time. He doesn't know how to look at porn. Like he just looks up
He
stuff.
leaves his door open. No, he leaves his girlfriend's door open while he's making out with his girlfriend and making moves on her.
Yeah, and then when he's leaving, like he runs into the mom right as he's leaving. So like,
Yeah, right after he
if
yelled
they
at
were
his
doing it
girlfriend
for like 5
because
more
she wouldn't
seconds,
have sex with him. The yelling, this movie is surreal. One of my favorite scenes is when the dad asks him what he was looking at in the library computer. And he says, "I didn't hear you say it loud." And then he makes his kid yell in a crowded high school hallway. "I was looking at porn. Is that what you want to hear?"
that what you would hear. And the acting's awful. He overacts.
And then he overacts so hard. My favorite, the most sexually tense scene in this movie is when his dad pushes him against the wall. He says, "You gonna hit me, Dad?"
You gonna hit me? What does he say?
because
I wrote this down.
Because the audio mixing, I heard it as "hit me, Daddy." And
You wanna hit me, Dad? You wanna hit me? Go on, hit me. Something along those lines. But like overacted. And it's really bad.
It looks like the start of a gay stepdad stepson.
Yeah, but back to the fact that he doesn't know how to look at porn. He does.
I like how you're saying that like there's a correct way, but
no,
he's
like
doing it incorrectly.
He's not doing anything to prevent the people from seeing them. And like you would think, oh shit, like somebody caught me. That would like I don't know, change how you do it or your methods.
Yeah,
you know,
he
maybe like
closes his
close the door
one
and
time.
lock it.
He closes the door one time in the movie, and they treat it the way that in Breaking Bad they treat Walter hiding things from his wife. Like in terms of the severity, like they use it as like an allegory from shutting himself off from his family. Like that's what I felt it was meant to represent, which is insane because he is a 16-year-old shutting his door before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
Like, how does he change into his pajamas? Does he close his door, and change, and then open his door again?
No, he leaves it half ajar.
So his mom can like.
No, he stands behind the
Resident
door.
Evil eye through the door.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes no sense. Yeah, doesn't lock the door, doesn't do anything to prevent people in his house from seeing or walking into him, doing anything. Yeah. Or doesn't even put a also doesn't even put a password on the computer so people can just access the computer.
Like his brother just like walked into his room, which look, I like my sister. But who's his like siblings hanging out with their friends in your room? Like that's really weird. Let alone going on your computer.
Yeah.
But I mean, little bro had to get virgin vaginas onto that DVD.
Yeah, you're right.
Somehow.
You're right.
I like how he wrote on Sharpie, at like 5 years old, in perfect lettering, virgin vaginas, and put in his brother's underwear drawer. It was like a cop throwing cocaine.
No, he put it in his. He took it in his.
Oh, my bad.
That's because
they
the
do
mom
a really bad job showing settings in this movie, but it would be like the way they put. The way I interpret it is, I thought he set his brother up.
No, the brother.
It was like a cop throwing a little bit of weed in a car, you know.
Yeah. You wanted to talk about the ending?
Yeah. I had a quick story. I got pulled over. Speaking of cops, I got pulled over not too long ago.
Wait, what? When were we talking about cops?
I did the traffic stop bit.
Oh yeah.
I got pulled over not too long ago, and like, we're woke here in this podcast. We're ACAB enthusiasts. So, first thing first, I take out my phone, I record, put it in the console, and then I say, what's your badge number, name, and what was the violation? He gives me his badge number and his name, and he said it was, quote, a regular checkup. Which I'm like, and then he's like, he asked for my identification, my registry, all that, my insurance. I give it to him, and then he's like, yeah, where are you coming from? So you don't need, I'm not required to tell you that. He says, where are you going? I'm not required to tell you that. And then we stare at each other.
Yeah.
He says, you're okay. I go, oh. It's like, so there's no violation. He said, no.
Did you go, why did you do it then?
No, I'm not going to be like, why'd you do it then? Also, the gun on your belt. There's like there's this glowing aura around it. I should grab it.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, I need to get cuffed again.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Protests.
Yeah.
You know.
You wanted to talk about the ending of the movie?
Let's talk about the ending.
We alluded to earlier and mentioned that he attempts to commit suicide.
He fouls though.
Well, there's two versions. There's the original.
Because he sucks.
There's the original version, which just had him drown, I guess, but that was too much for.
I think that's a much better ending. Genuinely, I think the movie goes from like a 1.5 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10 from me.
We'll go into the skit. We'll do our rating later. Okay. But
no, that's not my official rating. Come on.
Yeah, I know. We'll go over the 15 scale fucking shit.
Yep. But
yeah, he attempts to commit suicide. But they made an edited version where he's like, "Wait, I want to live," and it shows him.
He doesn't
swimming.
say that. It just shows.
Well, like it's that kind of energy because it has him like actually swimming toward the camera in a montage of the people in his life.
They took the 30 FPS footage that this film was filmed in, I believe it was filmed in 30 FPS. It looks like 30 FPS. Then they slow it down 10 times, so it is moving at like 3 frames per second, and they play footage of his mom and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And his dad, his brother. And the swim coach were... The only line they had in this movie, pretty much, was him saying that was a sorry excuse for a laugh. And then he has the will to live.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie is pretty bad. You want to go over scores?
Yeah, but I think that what we should clarify is that it's bad in the way that no, not the Super Mario Bros. The Mario Brothers movie is. Like the live action one.
Okay.
Or like the original Suicide Squad is.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I thoroughly enjoyed this experience. Which...
It's so bad that it's good. Like, I can
Yeah,
make fun of it. It's a Madam
like,
Web. For
yeah,
recency context of this episode.
the thing
being
is
recorded.
like, a lot of bad movies, like, I consider Ant-Man 2 to be a bad movie. And I couldn't tell you anything about it.
The thing, though, about, like, what I can laugh at about Suicide Squad, maybe not Suicide Squad, but, like, with Madam Web, or, like, most of the recent Marvel movies, is that or Wish, with how bad it is that you are literally watching it.
An act of God or
No.
an act of Claude.
Well, you're watching
And
something...
that was Elementals, my bad.
I did see Elementals, but you're watching something that's flopping in the box office, so it's also like just watching them waste money on stuff that nobody wants to see, like with Madam Web, which you should watch. I watched it, really funny.
We'll watch it. Do you want to go see it together?
I already saw. I'll see it with you. I'll see it again. I'll see it
Yeah.
again.
Episodes in the same room coming soon.
Yeah.
Very exciting. But yeah, it's so I forgot. I don't want to forget this. This movie's history is like weird. This movie gets 2 historical facts incorrect. One being that
Oh yeah, 'cause
the
he's
majority
writing
of
that...
the founding fathers were men of the book, and the U.S. was founded on Christian values. We're not Goyim, but we've read the Old Testament, and we know half of that is about freeing the slaves, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And, like, the majority of them were agnostic, so, no. The U.S. was founded on much shittier principles than Christianity, which is impressive.
And he's also he works on a research, like a history paper.
Yeah, and
throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, and in that paper, it cuts to it, and the paper says that Neville Chamberlain was considered the leading figure within the radical wing of the Labour Party, which he was not. That's just factually untrue. He had some populist rhetoric, except by no means was he considered a communist, which is what the radical wing of the Labour Party looked like during that time period. So that's the real issue with this movie, frankly. But let's do our 15 scores. What's yours?
How would you translate 0.5 out of 5?
You can just do 1 out of 15.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. But then it would be a 1 out of 10. So I think it would be like...
You can do like 2 out of 15.
I'll do a 1.5.
1.5 out of 15?
I have a 15. I'd just go a 1. 1 out of 5. 1 out of 15. Actually.
I'm thinking a solid 3 out of 15. Because, like, is it the worst movie I've ever seen? No.
I found it being painful after, like, the hour mark.
Yeah, you enjoyed it a lot less than I did.
Like I was getting pretty annoyed.
I'm like a more hateful person than you, so I derive a lot more pleasure from like laughing at a trash fire.
Yeah, like it's fun to make. Like as stated earlier, like watching Madam Web is
Yeah.
really funny.
Like you love
From-
going to a nursing home and like looking at the people without teeth and like pushing them over.
I think that's you. I think you mentioned the nursing home earlier.
No, I love the nurse. I love the elders. You don't respect the elders the way I do.
I think you respect them a little more than I do.
Yep. I like my ain't nothing like a latex grandma. Yeah,
But yeah.
so we're looking at a official score of 2 out of 15. Which is not good. Would you recommend watching it?
With a group of people,
Yeah, I would watch it with some.
I would say
take
make a
an
drinking
edible.
game. Make a drinking game out of it. Like you could do, take a shot every time he gets caught, or
Take a shot every time there's a door open.
take a shot.
You're gonna be
ev-
dead.
No. I got a better one. Take a shot every time you can't understand an actor. You'll be
Wait.
dead in the first 5 minutes.
Oh my god. There's so many good drinking games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like do some edibles, smoke some pot, or do some drinks before you watch it, and
Yeah.
get some
Watch
buddies.
it with a group of yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like a good time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and at the end of the day, maybe it's one of the best films of all.
Mm,
It's not. This movie fucking sucks, dude.
yeah. This is painful. Wait. Before we end, do we want to talk about porn addiction?
Oh yeah. So
Because
we
I
kind of
felt like
dismissed it.
yeah, because like I felt like we should probably mention this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it is serious.
Yeah. So we were kind of dismissive of the character in this movie's relationship with porn being characterized as addiction because it was very over the top and comedic.
It was kind of mishandled.
Yeah.
I find.
However, anything that releases serotonin and shit into your brain, that can be addictive. Like
Yeah.
video games can be addictive.
Yeah.
Anything can be addictive, and of course, pornography, sex, anything like that can be addictive. So don't think that we're
We're dismissing it.
trivializing. If anything, this film dismisses it as a personal moral failure because it's a fucking evangelical production,
Yeah.
and every bad thing that you do is a sin. Which is why the only I guess sex worker, she does porn in this movie,
Yeah.
is depicted as like ontologically evil.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because Jesus was friends with Mary Magdalene. So I like it's just evangelical bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 out of 15, and what are we watching next week?
I'm still on the fence of what to watch.
Between the Cars trilogy and Parasite?
Yeah, I am. One thing that I did want to say though about addiction, at least like in the sense of like porn addiction, along with the fact that like it could be applied to video games, as you previously mentioned, is like it takes self-restraint along with like regulation, because porn isn't inherently bad along with video games. It's just the amount that you consume.
Yeah, like I know people who are addicted to working out.
Yeah, like it
It's
is.
Like I think working out is an example of something that's morally good.
Yeah,
It can become an addiction. Like it's not to there's nothing comedic about the concept of being addicted to anything inherently, because you can become addicted to anything. It's serious.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
Obviously with like nicotine, that is harder. I feel like to break.
Oh, there are
Um,
aspects of everything.
Well, yeah. I feel like nicotine would be harder to break, rather, like as an addiction, like.
Which brings us to
stimulant.
the sponsor of today's episode, Camel Cigarettes.
Woo!
Woo! Go Camel!
Let's go, Camel.
I'm driving the Camel bus. We're going to Cool City.